Welcome back to Local 7 Lifestyles. Well, what a treat we have in store for you now. Of course, we all know Beth Phillips. You've joined us so many times before. Julie, just wait for this. She is so crafty.
I know. I watch at home, so I'm excited to be a part of this.
What did you bring along today?
Today we're going to make some Christmas candles. They make great gifts for your friends and family. They're something quick to make. And let me start out showing you the inspiration. These are the inspiration, and I have 3 of them here. They're vintage Christmas candles. I found a lot of these at garage sales, and my parents had a lot of them. And a lot of them, when you buy them at garage sales, like the inside, the candle has been burned down, so you can't really use it anymore. So I thought, well, I love these. I've always loved these since I was a little kid, so I want to figure out how I can recreate them with something that I could actually use.
Right.
Okay.
So in comes these, I call these prayer candles. I'm not really sure what they are, but you can get them at like grocery stores. A lot of times they'll have pictures of the Virgin Mary on them, but you can also get like just plain ones like these.
Okay.
So
now, if you can't find a plain one, you do get the ones with the pictures.
yeah,
Can you pull the pictures off?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's just like a sticker
Okay.
that's on the front of it. So you could soak it in water, in hot soapy water, and that will melt the glue right off. So then your sticker will just come right off, and it'll be plain.
How much does a candle like this run?
I think I paid $1.59 for these.
Okay, so pretty cheap.
Yeah, so these are, and then if you couldn't find these candles, you could always, just any candle you can find, you know, at Hobby Lobby, any craft store, that's just a plain glass that you can glue over top of. You could even do like the LED candles. You could glue right over top of those, put family photos, anything you could think of.
Oh, cool.
Not a bad
on them.
idea.
So for mine, I love the vintage images that are on a lot of my inspiration ones. So what I did was I went out and found books, like children's books, that had images that I liked. You can get a lot of them on clearance shelves at like Books A Million or any bookstore for really cheap. Or you could like look at Goodwill, any of the thrift stores.
And this is a cute scene right here. This is a little boy looking up the chimney for Santa the night before Christmas. And like you said, it has a vintage feel to
Yeah.
it. Okay.
And this was a Norman Rockwell book. I love his images. He has so many classic Christmas images, and it was perfect. There was a ton of them in there, so I could pick and choose what I wanted. And then to get it, like this candle is a Norman Rockwell one, and so are all of these. And you'll cut it down, all of them. My candles are 8 inches tall, so I cut it to 7 3/4, so you still see the rim a little bit. 7 3/4 tall by 8 inches wide
Okay.
will get you your image. And also when you're out looking for a book, you want to make sure you find a book that's tall enough for
the candle to cover it all.
Yeah. So for these, what I did was I cut out my image, the size that I needed it to be, and then you're going to take Mod Podge or any kind of decoupaging glue. You can even use Elmer's glue if you water it down a little bit, because you want a runny type, a runnier glue, and Mod Podge is good for that. And so you will put Mod Podge all over the candle, and then put your image around and kind of smooth it out so you don't get air bubbles. And right as you're putting it on, you can kind of move it around so it lines up exactly how you want it. And then for your seam in the back, you'll put more Mod Podge and cover that seam. And then I let the seam dry a little bit before I try to put the glitter on. That way it's not flapping out. Especially some of these papers are a little bit thicker, and you want the glue to really penetrate your paper so it stays on.
Now, do you want to make sure that your paper is on the thicker side, or if you were to find a picture on a thinner piece of paper?
Yeah, thinner, or
doesn't-
this is a little bit thicker, almost like a cardstock.
Right.
You don't want to do anything that's really, really hard, because the glue will have a hard time penetrating through the paper and really sticking. But this is a good paper. You could use like scrapbooking paper is really good for this too, and I'll show you that here in a minute.
Well, I do have to say real quick, Julie, I don't know about you, but I'm just fascinated because to me, I really think those look better than these.
Yeah, I love them.
I mean,
I think they're really,
I'm just
really
fascinated
cute.
with this.
And for you said the seam on the back. Now, what kind of paper would you use for the seam? Would you just take like the extra leftover from this that you picked off, or could you pick any kind?
The 8 inches, when you cut it, when it's 8 inches wide, it will leave enough to wrap around in the back just by about half an inch.
Okay.
So you don't have to add any extra paper to it. Let's say this was your seam, you would just put your Mod Podge right over top of it, because this will dry clear. So you can put tons of glue over top of that to hold it down, and you'll never see that there's glue there once it dries, because it'll dry clear.
Cool. All right, so once you get the Mod Podge on, then you put the picture on top of that, then you do another coat of Mod Podge.
Yes, and that Mod Podge, your second coat of Mod Podge all over it, you will, before it dries, just pour glitter over it. And you'll kind of spin it and pour more glitter, and it's good to have like some kind of container, because you don't want to waste
because it's
glitter.
everywhere.
Yes, it's everywhere, and you will get it everywhere. So,
it's so cute though.
Yes, and I found the glitter kind comes off a little bit easy, and I think if you take a spray sealant and once you're done, spray it, it will coat it, and that way the glitter won't come off as easily.
Gotcha.
And you can use any colors of glitter, anything that you would really like, or is...
I suggest clear glitter.
Okay.
Because you want to still see your image underneath, and the clear glitter will allow for that. If you put different colors of glitter on there, it'd probably obscure your picture too much.
All right, well, are you going to fix one for us today?
Yes, I'm going to show you how to do it. And this one is great because I'm not going to glue it on. I'm going to tape it on with double stick tape.
Okay.
And this you could change out for all the holidays, because there's tons of holiday scrapbooking paper. You could do spring, you could do summer. So for it, I've cut my paper to 7 3/4 by 8 inches wide, and you will just take your double stick tape. I've got mine in this nice little roller, and just give it
generously. It looks like you're not taking it easy on the tape. Okay.
Yeah, you want it to stick.
Right.
So we'll start wherever on your candle. Just make sure you've got it.
Did you pre-measure this paper?
Yeah.
Okay, you did.
When I started doing these, once I cut it to the size I wanted to, I just measured it. And like if you can't find these candles and you're doing a different one, different size candle, just do the same thing. You can measure the height, measure your circumference, and that's how you'll determine what size paper you need. So I've got my scrapbooking paper on there now, and then I also cut out
you made that?
cardstock. Didn't make the stickers. I wish I
Oh,
could
it's
make
cute.
stickers. Wouldn't that be awesome if we could just like make any stickers we wanted to? But I found these great scrapbooking stickers. And what I did was I cut out my cardstock to whatever size I wanted it to. I think I took a full sheet of paper and put it into 1/8. And then I put my stickers on, and then you put a little bit of more tape on the back, and find the center or wherever you want the front of your candle to be, and just stick it on there. Obviously I didn't put enough on that side, but I also wanted to show you, Julie can handle that for us,
I'll try to work the magic with the double stick. All right.
how I got the edges a little bit darker. This is an ink pad, and to get the edges darker, you just pounce on your paper a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm going to grab an
close-up
ink
of
pad
that?
and pounce.
And so you'll get that edge a little bit darker, and it just gives it a little more vintage feel to it.
Well, fantastic. Once again, I cannot wait to look back at this segment on tristatehomepage.com under Local 7 Lifestyles, just to, once again, watch step by step what you've done with this morning, to look back at your candles. Thank you guys so
they
much.
make
I know I've
perfect
enjoyed this.
Christmas gifts.
Yes, it would. Stay tuned. We have much more coming up here on Local